Joe had just finished elementary school and was excited about his upcoming middle school years. Determined to make the most of his holidays, he decided to form a detective group with his friends to solve mysteries, big or small. They were prepared to tackle anything from the case of a missing sock to tracking down an elusive raccoon burglar. However, their plans were thwarted by the unseasonably wet summer. The rain poured down relentlessly, keeping all the kids indoors and driving them crazy. They couldn't ride their bikes, play in their tree houses, or explore outside. Instead, they were stuck in their basements, playing board games and watching TV to pass the time. The weather forecast had predicted rain, but no one expected it to be so intense, especially as August drew to a close. Despite the dreary weather, Joe and his friends were determined to make their detective group a success and solve some mysteries together. One morning, the area woke up to a dark sky, which gradually intensified throughout the day. Initially, people assumed it would be a typical rainy day and went about their usual routines. However, the sky continued to darken until it could no longer contain the deluge. The rain began to pour down at an unprecedented rate, leading to severe flash flooding in the area. As the situation escalated, parents rushed home to ensure the safety of their children, while emergency officials urged residents to evacuate to designated safe areas. Amidst the chaos, Joe and his family sought refuge at the local high school, where they were joined by Joe's friends. Together, they decided to volunteer and assist those in need, particularly the elderly and vulnerable. Approaching the authorities, the group received instructions to distribute bottled water and blankets to those affected by the flooding. While carrying out their tasks, they encountered a woman who stood out among the distressed crowd. She was visibly distraught, frantically searching for something specific within the room. Intrigued, the group resolved to uncover the reason behind her distress, determined to help however they could. Approaching the distraught woman with a bottle of water and a blanket, Joe took the lead and introduced himself, offering his assistance. Initially unresponsive, the woman eventually acknowledged him, revealing a face filled with fear. Upon further conversation, Joe and his friends learned that the woman had lost her dog, Missy, during the chaos of the evacuation. Despite reassurances that Missy might have found a safe place, the woman remained convinced that something terrible had befallen her beloved pet. After leaving her with the water and blanket, Joe couldn't shake the feeling that they needed to help find Missy. However, they knew that their parents would never allow them to venture out in the rain to search for the dog, so they decided to wait for the rain to stop. In the meantime, they brainstormed ideas and planned their strategy, eager to solve the mystery and reunite Missy with her owner. After enduring what felt like an interminable night, Joe woke up to the welcome sight of the rain having ceased. The community, however, faced a grim reality. The aftermath of the flood was devastating. Construction sites were ravaged, and streets were caked in mud and debris. As the residents began to gather their belongings and head home, Joe seized the opportunity to convene with his friends. Despite his parents' assumption that he would simply be out enjoying the post-rain calm, Joe had other plans. Without hesitation, Joe mounted his bicycle and pedaled to meet his friends. Once reunited, they quickly formulated a plan. They decided to start their search in the park, but their journey took an unexpected turn. While crossing a muddy section of the road near the construction site, they heard a peculiar noise emanating from the half-built house. Intrigued, they cautiously approached the structure, unsure of what they might find. The boys cautiously approached the creature, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Covered in mud from head to paw, the animal was fervently digging in a corner of the room. Despite their attempts to calm it, the dog remained fixated on its task, showing no signs of stopping. Drawing closer, Joe reached out to the dog, hoping to offer assistance. To his surprise, the dog ceased its digging and began whimpering, as if pleading for help. Sensing urgency, Joe turned his attention to the spot where the dog had been digging. Kneeling down, Joe started to excavate the compacted mud, revealing a hole in the floorboards beneath. Peering into the darkness, he made a startling discovery: tiny, moving bodies emitting plaintive cries from within. The dog had puppies, but Joe's arms were too short to reach them. The mother dog grew increasingly frantic, able to hear and smell her pups, but unable to access them. Joe called his friends over, and together they decided that Joe would stay with the puppies while the others sought help. Fortunately, some adults cleaning up nearby agreed to assist. They returned to the site, where 3 men helped clear the mud and lift the floorboards. Joe was then lowered down, and he carefully passed the puppies up to a waiting woman with a towel. Throughout the rescue, the mother dog wagged her tail with happiness, finally reunited with her babies. With all the puppies and their mother safely in the car, they hurried to the vet. It was discovered that the mother had given birth just the night before and had likely been searching for a safe place to deliver her puppies when the flooding occurred. After cleaning them up, the puppies were reunited with their mother for snuggles and warmth. Hidden beneath her muddy fur was a collar with a name tag, revealing her name to be Missy, confirming Joe's suspicion. Pedaling on his bicycle, Joe searched until he found the distressed old lady. Her joy knew no bounds upon learning that not only was her beloved pet safe, but all the puppies were too. It was a mystery successfully solved, marking an unforgettable adventure for Joe. Despite the rain ruining his summer plans, he had demonstrated remarkable courage throughout the ordeal.